Welcome or welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Chica, your conscious mentor, and today I will be going over the top things you need to know about this October full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021. I'm really looking forward to doing this video and energy update with you. I will be pulling cards throughout just to really tune in and see if Spirit has any other messages for you. Before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, as well as put notification bells so you don't miss a video. I do these every single month, and I do weekly videos to really support you on your shadow work, as well as all other things like numerology, moon, and much more. So I'm really excited. Don't forget that the next video being uploaded will actually be a guided meditation with a healing transmission to help you throughout the full moon season. So you can start doing the full moon meditation energy healing starting out on the Friday, this coming up Friday, until the full moon itself, and continue to take it into the shadow of the full moon 3 days after, which will really maximize the messages that I have here for you. Today's subscriber of the day is Starish. Thank you so much for being part of this family. I'm so grateful for you guys. Let's get into the video. So this was so funny. I was channeling so much, and I'm so calm because you guys can't tell because the lighting on the camera is fixed to it, but I have my lights off, it's dim, and whenever I actually channel, when I'm doing readings or even healings, I always like to dim the lights because I think it's easier for me to tap in and for me to connect deeper. It just sets the mood, if that makes any sense. So I'm really excited because I could honestly write a whole essay on the October full moon in Aries. There were so many messages, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for the actual video. So grab some snacks, grab some tea, and let's get into it. So the first thing you need to know about this October full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021 is that Mercury retrograde actually ended on the 18th. So now we're kind of seeing ourselves in this kind of limbo, if you will, where there's a lot of uncertainty that's happening around this time, but it's not the same energy as it was during Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde was like the uncertainty of like, okay, we already know why this is happening. It's because communication sucks. Social media went down, Instagram went down. We all know that. If you guys know what I'm talking about, that happened. What else? Your phone had issues, your laptop wasn't working, all electronics weren't working, you know, your Zoom wasn't working for work, whatever it may be. We get it. We've understood that Mercury retrograde affects our, you know, our energy of really honing into just surrendering and communication. And especially with the season crossing over with Libra, Libra is all about balance. So when these things happen, we are called to surrender. So during this full moon, we're seeing that after we've just gone through a hurricane of communication, cancellations, all that stuff, now we're tuning into the uncertainty of just in general in life and how that feels like without the craziness of the transits in store. So this is where you will see, and I'm channeling this on a collective level. There were so many collective messages, loves, and I'm going to actually pull some cards right now because I'm feeling called to. But there will be more restrictions coming up. So as you guys know, I'm not gonna say many things because I don't want my video to not be going out there, but there's a lot of things going on in the world, and we're gonna have another layer of restrictions coming up. And this is really going to challenge, are you in your truth? Are you fully in your truth in the times of uncertainty? Because when there's chaos in the world, as we've learned from Mercury retrograde, what happens? I want you to comment down below what happened for you the most during Mercury retrograde. Were you challenged by your boundaries? Were you challenged with your toxic relationships you had in your life? Were you challenged in the way that, you know, you had to surrender and maybe not work as much because your laptop's not working, you can't do extra stuff, the Wi-Fi's not working, you have no choice but to surrender. Social media is not working, you can't upload your content, whatever it may be. We are finding ourselves getting into a way of becoming master problem solvers, right? We just spent over almost 2 years, guys, in this time of uncertainty. At this point, there is nothing that you can't handle. And that's what the Aries' energy is all about. It's all about confidence. It's about assertiveness. It's about allowing ourselves to communicate fully what we want. And during this October full moon, we're also seeing that how are you, restricting yourselves on the basis of uncertainty? And if you are still restricting yourselves, Mercury retrograde's done. Why are we still here? Why are we still in this energy, right? This card just fell out. 2 cards fell out for you guys. So The first card is Be Fair and Loyal Heart. So you have to understand that at the end of the day, and at loyalty, this card, I'm going to actually come back to it because it connects with, I'm telling you, Spirit's just like channeling through. So the loyal heart is the first card that I got for you guys. And this card is just saying like, our truth is in our heart, right? So even in uncertain times, are you lying to family and friends, or just like kind of beating around the bush about certain things and beliefs and your perspective on things because you're fearing of shame, you're fearing of guilt? And I will even say personally, this is something that's been challenging in me and also people that I know in the community of like, how are you staying with your heart? Okay. How are you being loyal in your relationships by being in your truth and being vulnerable? How are you being loyal into your assertiveness of, understanding in this uncertain time that there is no wrong and there's only up from here? So if there's any time where we feel like we can't get through this, the Aries full moon is going to give us a little confidence boost, okay? Because you just went through this whole uncertain time. There is nothing else. You're like on this mission to ensure that this year ends well. Be fair. This card came out also for the Libra new moon, and I think this is just a reminder for me. When a card comes in twice, it's really just reminding some of you guys who maybe didn't apply this in the new moon or maybe still have to. So how are you being fair to yourself and being fair to others and not judging people? During this uncertain time, we react differently. People react in two ways. They either want to face their ish or they don't, right? So this is where we're being called, and I'll talk about this more, which brings me to the second point for what you need to know about this October full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021, is that the masculine energy, get ish done. One of you has to be assertive. In your relationship, if you've been wanting to get an answer from your partner about something, where are we in our relationship? Are we committed? Are we not? Are we going too slow? Are we going too fast? This is the time to have those conversations. Now that the communication, issues with the universe of Mercury retrograde is over, the uncertainty that we have is all in your hands. It's nothing that we don't have control of. So use the masculine energy. And when I was connecting with this and channeling, the yang, sign came in. And I want to share this with some of you guys because I'm all about love and honesty and in my truth. But we have to understand that meditations and, affirmations and saying positive things are great. They're amazing for mindset. However, how are you acting on that? Right? So take advantage of this beautiful, confident, creative energy of Aries to come in and act and create action in your everyday life. Get the stuff done that you haven't been able to. Get the stuff done that you haven't been able to because of Mercury retrograde. And if you guys watched my video on Mercury retrograde, I told you not to sign contracts, not to do major decisions around this time. But now, because things are a little bit more stable, like I said, the uncertainty is not a bad uncertainty. It's just like I wonder what will happen in the future kind of uncertainty, right? And with that, we have to keep into consideration that this is all to support us at the end of the day. This is really interesting because the three cards I pulled were actually cards that I got from another reading that I did for one of my clients, and it's coming out here. So, and this card as well. So this is just telling me that what I shared with my client is probably what I need to share with you as well for this full moon, which is quite interesting. So Treasure Island. So a lot of you guys have been working really hard. And like I said, when you can act on it, you're going to get so much abundance. So everything that you were tested in, Mercury retrograde, what is it? It's literally a test by universe. It's like, you want to claim this? Okay, awesome, no worries. But we need to balance some stuff in your life. So we have the luck here, the turtle energy, and we also have the treasure. So really ask yourself, what are some things that you were tested on? And kind of connect with the energy of like anger or sadness from the new moon in Libra. And again, if you guys want to go watch that video, I do have a video on that. Maybe I'll link it down below. I'll link it here in the video here. But here it's just saying that we're getting this abundance. There's these new beginnings. Now the new beginnings you set for the Libra full moon, now that you've redid that, you've done those tests, it's now coming into fruition. So you're getting confirmation. You're either getting crumbs, signs that it's going to be manifested, or you're close to it, or it's actually coming quick. Like you're solving these things quick. You're retaining them quick because of this huge portal coming in. peace. Some of you guys need to be more assertive to bring peace in your relationship. It's not worth, stressing about if this person is serious about you or not, or if you want to commit or not, and I'll get into this in a bit. It's not worth it. So ask yourself, what parts of your life have you been feeling less peaceful about? During this Aries full moon, this is a time for you to be more assertive and to come back home, which is our next card. Come back home to your truth, come back home to yourself. Ask yourself, what feels like home to you? What is home? And this can come from a manifestation standpoint of what type of home do you want to have? What kind of environment you want to have? And this can also mean like home emotionally, mentally, and physically. So I'm saying this because, again, a lot of you during this, Aries full moon in October, we're talking about us coming into the uncertainty and using that as little hints from the universe of what we need to clear out into our life for us to feel more stable, right? So now it's like we've created these intentions for the Libra new moon. Now it's like, let's act on that. Let's act on being healthier. Let's act on having more collaborations for my business. Let's act on wanting a relationship or having that conversation with my partner. Let's act on creating new boundaries with people that I love and actually just tapping into that space and saying, hey, I don't know how to come from this. I feel guilty when I bring up these boundaries, but at the same time, you're not feeling at home. Right? You're being triggered through that. So again, is it worth being triggered, or is it worth being assertive and saying, these are my boundaries, this is where I'm at, and communicate? Getting out of our head, getting more into our heart, which brings us back to the loyal heart, which was the first card. And it's interesting, every time I pull cards, usually the first card is like the energy of the whole reading. So I love that. I'm feeling that energy. The next one's imagine, and I'm going to elaborate this in the next point, but just allowing ourselves to we're in this creative space because we're assertive, we're feeling more called to reestablish our morning routine. This is a great time to change your morning routine, change your night routine, be more assertive with it. If you know that you're going to sleep in when your 7 a.m. alarm clock goes off, put it at 6:30, Or do something like put an annoying alarm clock so you can get out of bed, Spirit's saying. So just allow yourself to be assertive with your routine so you can allow yourself to accomplish the things that you want. The third thing that you need to know about this October full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021 is it's time to restructure our boundaries with relationships. Like I mentioned this a little bit, but I want to go a little bit deeper onto this, okay? Are you 100% yes with everything that you have said with any person? This comes to anything. Do you want coffee? Do you want milk in your coffee? Do you want to go out with me? Do you want to take it to the next level in a relationship? Do you want that job offering? Any relationship you have, whether it is at work, intimate relationships, friendships, whatever it may be, right now, Aries full moon is calling you to restructure those boundaries. As we evolve, as we do, we evolve, and then the boundaries we had before no longer come into play. And like I mentioned on the first point, after Mercury retrograde, we've been feeling so much tense control from the collective a little bit, and a little bit of intensity from, the structures of our society. And in doing that, have been a lot of restrictions being made. And when we see these restrictions happen, what happens? People get livid. They get mad, they get angry, right? Which is why the energy of anger and frustration in the subconscious was such a big thing in the new moon. So when we bring it into the full moon, restructuring boundaries means, okay, it's not worth being on fight or flight. I'm talking to you. Like, it's not worth being on fight or flight all the time. The more that we are on fight or flight, the more stressed that we'll be, the more anxious that we'll be, and it's just not worth it. Exchange gifts. Okay, so I just want to share this with boundaries in consideration. And I want to share this as the cat energy because this is so funny. Cats are protectors, right? So I see the cat as a representation of your guides or maybe a close friend to you that's going to come into your life around this time. So knowing that your energy of presence is a gift. Everyone's energy, not just you. I'm not saying this to pump up your ego or anything, but I'm just saying that everyone's energy is a gift. Be proud of that. But also know in community that every person, that whether that's family, a team at work, your partnership, whatever it is, that we're all giving gifts and exchanging in that space. So ask yourself, what gift are you giving? And is that gift being reciprocated? Be assertive with it. And this also brings, like, if you're not 100% yes, then you're a no, and you're not respecting your gifts. You're not respecting your energy. And I've seen a lot of people where they're like, I don't know why I'm not intuitively connecting. I don't know why they get frustrated. And then it's hard for them to be assertive because they're not aligning with their conscious self. They're not in their truth. So during this Aries full moon, October 20th, 2021, ask yourself, what is being triggered when you are not 100% yes? And then what boundary can I create with that, and communicate that with your partnerships and your relationships in life. Planning vacations and travel. I laughed so hard when like Spirit talked about this, and I kind of am curious what Spirit has to share about this. So I'm gonna see, Spirit, what's the card for travels? Why are people booking travels? Okay. Okay, there's two messages here. So when I connected and talked about, and I always do this with my energy updates, I connect with Spirit. I'm like, okay, what is the energy here? And Spirit's like, travel vacations. And I was like, okay. And they're like, we'll talk more about this later. And they're talking more about this now, is what later meant. So we have the number 4, and this is the higher power. So there's two messages for you guys. So see which one resonates with you. Might be both. But the higher power is your higher conscious self. So some of you guys might be actually being connected to be pulled, whether it is to move somewhere because your higher self is being called to change up the environment of where you live, or that there is a specific place that's popping up in your head that's gonna help you a lot with being more assertive. And the thing about when we go traveling is like we create this sense of like uncertainty. You know, we do plan our trips, we plan the vacations and stuff, but there is that uncertainty, and that's why I love traveling. It's the unexpected feeling of like meeting new people and changing plans and like that part of it. So your higher power, your higher self is asking you to change up your routine, to get out there, whether that is traveling outside of the country, going on vacation, or literally traveling outside of yourself. Wow, that's powerful, Spirit. Traveling outside of yourself during this Aries full moon and doing what is uncomfortable in a way of challenging you, not in a way of going against your boundaries, but in a way that's going to help you actually give more nurturing to your boundaries and your gifts and your energy. What is not for you? I don't even need to explain this, but I will, because we will, okay? We have to understand that every single one of us has the key to our fortune, okay? So every time when we are not 100% yes, we are rejecting, we are literally rejecting a boundary or happiness or love that we want in our life. So during vacations and travel, this is just saying what is not for us, whether that is traveling, someone leaving your life, or literally like traveling into, this place isn't for me, these restrictions in where I am in the collective is not for me, it's time for me to up and go. So many people during the time of October are gonna make a decision to leave in the new year. And it's so funny, Spirit, I wasn't expecting this. What I mean by that is you're gonna leave, whether that is to a different state, a different country, a different city, whatever it may be, but you're finding out that your environment is just not it. It's just not it. And this could also be a lifestyle, like for example, like a different home. But I do think that whether it is that you're in the process of moving or you're making a definite decision in this assertive energy, that you're ready to manifest a completely different life, like we are done. And I'm so excited for you guys. So another thing that comes in is taking lead in partnerships, as I mentioned, but even deeper than that, time to connect and go deeper, you know? Be vulnerable. And what I mean by that with restructuring boundaries with relationships is that we can only go as deep as we are willing to share. So during this Aries full moon, might be a little bit of conflict of discussion through your relationships in order to push you to share more, in order to push you to expand and be like, okay, like actually there's a few things that we need to talk about more that's been bothering me here, you know? So staying with your truth, again, like I mentioned, you know what to do. No one else is going to tell you. That's why your higher self came in as well. This card came in because there's no asking for a card reading here. Like some of you guys, we do, and you know, I'm all about card readings. I'm all about, you know, getting connection with that. I don't even do that many card readings because of this card right here. Higher self usually comes in and gives me the messages. But what I'm trying to say is, every answer you need about what your boundaries are not outside of you. It's right here. Your body knows. It's in your cells. The moment that your body, it's whether you're consciously aware of it and you're allowing yourself to feel that trigger, or you're completely allowing yourself to absorb it, swallow it, which is just gonna go somewhere in the body. So remind yourself, every time that you are not vulnerable, that is a part of you that you are not listening to. So during the Aries full moon, listen to that vulnerable self. What do you have to lose to be vulnerable? Okay, so a friend that doesn't respect your boundaries leaves your life and you get a new friend. That's what we're talking about here. It's allowing ourselves with assertiveness. We don't lose anything because we know we're divine abundant beings. So I love this. And this brings me to my last point about this point on, creating and restructuring our boundaries is when we restructure our boundaries, we have no problem removing that bandage and releasing relationships. Some relationships are meant to support us and to help us up to a certain point, and others are meant to support us and help us even further in our life. So when we can keep that in mind, we know that maybe this relationship has brought me this far, and that's okay. But I don't need it to go further. This is good, So making room during the Aries full moon for new relationships to enter into your life and to challenge the relationships you already have, right? Maybe it takes someone new to come into your life for you to realize that friendship you had since you were 4 years old is not a friendship that no longer serves you. Maybe it takes a new person to come in and share about their experiences with their partner for you to realize that your current partner or the person you're dating is not respecting your relationship. Maybe it takes someone to explain their work environment and the hardships they're having based on the restrictions that are being impeded on the collective right now for you to be like, this isn't for me, gotta travel and leave. Gotta go to a place where I feel comfortable and in this environment. And I'm telling you guys, even myself, in all honesty, and maybe I'll do a video on this, like with the climate of everything going on, and I haven't talked too much about it, but I wanna talk about it here, that I almost feel like it's a time that we really need to understand and ask ourselves, based on the climate that we're in and the uncertainty, what is happiness? What is freedom for you? What is boundaries for you? This is everything from the food we eat, the air we breathe, the things we do with our body, our emotions, our consciousness, everything that we allow ourselves to choose. It's never ever something we force. Even with these restrictions, we still have a choice, but we need to just think beyond that and connect with our higher self and say, it's not for me, what is for me, That was a strong point right there. So deep, and we only have like 2 more left to go. So the next thing that you need to know about this full moon in Aries is that chakras to focus on. So I've been adding this in because I've noticed that I always feel that there's certain chakras that elevate a lot, and I find you guys comment and you're like, Shika, like this chakra is affecting me, so hopefully this will help you out. So the chakras that's going to be affected the most is the head area and the belly area. So we're talking about third eye, crown, and throat. So speaking our truth and allowing ourselves to connect with our higher self to figure out what boundaries we need to create, and also for us to channel in messages of where our boundaries need to be made. Then we have our solar plexus and our sacral chakra, which is all about creating the life that we want, whether that is traveling or new ideas and abundance that's coming and all of these creations, but also finding self. When we deny our truth, we are denying self. When you deny your truth, you're denying self. So what's the reverse of that? I am in my truth and I stay with myself. I am in my truth and I stay with my being, my truth. So write that down below. I am in my truth, because I think that's something that's a mantra that's gonna really pull you through this Aries October full moon. And it's so good. So these are the chakras that I would really suggest you focusing on. The 5th thing that you need to know about this October full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021 is that less screen time, drink more water. Our gallbladders are going to be affected the most during this time because there's going to be so much going on with our body and shifting and purging. So like TMI, you might go to the bathroom more because your gallbladder is feeling that pressure. And also with the head, I definitely feel like there might be more headaches, migraines around this time because of the temperature changes. We're in this time of different climate. Spirit's really sharing with me that we need to just stop using our screens to prevent ourselves from looking at other people's boundaries and the boundaries of the collective that has been imposed on us, and figure out what our boundaries are, okay? So that's huge. Don't even remember what I said, but hopefully you wrote that down, or you can re-listen to that. But whatever I said was very important. So this is very, very important. The last thing you need to know about this full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021 is that focus on manifesting what you want and be assertive. This is so key. This is the part when I was starting to write a lot. So I'm gonna pull some cards for this. Be assertive. Be assertive. This card just fell out as I was taking this other card, so I think it's for us. A new romantic cycle. So some of you guys, this is a great time to manifest a new relationship. Yes, I'm talking to you. So if there's a new relationship that you want to bring into your life, perhaps that you want someone new in your life, some new love, this is the time. And this is the Libra new moon. So some of you guys might have actually manifested the Libra in the Libra new moon that just passed. And during this time, you're gonna start to meet some new people, maybe on online dating or at the coffee shop, I don't know. But this person's coming in, they're coming strong and assertive. So just keep an eye out for that. If you have been manifesting a specific person or a new relationship, romance is up in the air. So really focus on your heart chakra, opening that up and loving yourself and dating yourself. So then when that person comes, you're like, yeah, sure, I feel amazing and I'm ready to date you. So that feels really good. You need to really focus on what you want to accomplish in this space, right? So I want to see if the work your light cards have anything on manifestation, because I'm feeling that there is one. Okay. So we have 3 cards. We have Anagram Mother, which is seeding the layers of foundation. So like I mentioned, you guys are seeding this layer of foundation for you to create the manifestations you want. What does that mean? Be specific to the T of what you want to manifest. If you're not specific to the T, Spirit can't know what you want, right? So be specific, be assertive. So for example, I want to manifest this relationship. This person is like da 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 da. And when you are living in the time of the full moon, act as if you woke up and your partner's in your bed, like snuggling you. Love yourself, feel amazing. If you are manifesting money, don't put your head down like you don't have it. You already have it, love. Allow yourself to be assertive. And a great way of doing that is also understanding what is being triggered here and removing that first before we manifest, right? Because we don't want to manifest and then end up bypassing what is being triggered. That is not how we manifest. That's actually how we slow down manifestations or block them. So making sure that we're creating the foundation, such as doing the shadow work, releasing the blocks here, and in doing that, we can do the manifestation. So if I were you, what this would look like is the day before the full moon, I would do like releasing and letting go. The day of the full moon, if I still have to release, I would let that go, but then I would start manifesting. The day after the full moon, I would script my manifestation to the T. And the day after, I would raise my vibration. That is the kind of the energy I'm feeling for you if you are doing like a 4-day kind of thing, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe more, but kind of in that series, and see what your body needs. But definitely feel like that would be helpful for you. If that helps you out, let me know with the star emoji down below. The Great Gathering. So this is a great time for you guys to have in community, to express yourself, to see like, okay, this is what's bothering me right now. This is a great time for you to call in even ancestors, some guides to help and support you during this time. So this is a great gathering of coming together, a coming home to ourselves. Ooh, I feel that. A coming home to ourselves, a coming home to assertiveness, a coming home to our truth, a coming home to our ability to claim what is ours that was never lost. Trust your path. Last card here, trusting your path. Have you trusted your path? If you're having a hard time manifesting, the reason why is because you haven't trusted that manifestation yet. The moment you trust that manifestation, that's why I'm saying releasing first, then manifesting on the day of the full moon, then you're gonna end up having so much. You're gonna breathe things and know, you're gonna have to like, you're gonna think something and get it. Now I can think about water and then receive it. It's right there. That's how powerful you are. So ask yourself, how can I trust my path more? And if I'm not trusting it, eliminate it and allow yourself to remove it, and ask yourself what's being triggered here, connecting with that more. So let's end the video with some of the cards. I feel like the moon cards, I love them. I'm gonna do one moon card or whatever comes out, and then I'm gonna do some affirmation cards for you lovelies. And then, ooh, goes here. And then after we're done our video, I'm really loving hanging out with you guys. It's like having tea and just hanging out. I love it so much. And it feels so good. Like, I just wanna say I appreciate you. I love you all so, so much. It's ridiculous how much I love you all. And I look forward to doing these moon videos. It is my favorite videos to record. And I just wanna say thank you. So that is all. I appreciate you. Love you. Okay, meditate, contemplate. So this is coming down to the full moon, okay? Meditate on what you wanna manifest, contemplate it, act on it with that yang energy, lovelies. And here we're seeing the Pisces in new moon. So think about Pisces, maybe what you manifested around that time in the past. Go back to your journal if you have it still, or even just put a mark in your journal now and saying, I'm gonna check in with the Pisces new moon and see what I've manifested. So be assertive, meditate on that, contemplate on it, be connected with that, and use your gifts that you are grateful for. Going back to the gift card. A lot of you are very gifted and you need to claim them a little bit more. You need to be more assertive with them. Practice your light language, practice your healing, practice what you're doing. Because I always say, if we don't appreciate our gifts, one day we will wake up and it's not there. So appreciate it, you know, use them, practice them, be assertive. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Oh. Guys, I'm telling you, what did I tell you? This is assertive, it's an energy. What happens when we put more restriction on the world? We get fiery, we get expressive. And what card came out? The Aries full moon. What full moon is it? Aries. So this is going to be powerful. This energy is no joke. This is strong energy. So ask yourself, how can I hold space to understand what fiery energy am I ready to cultivate? This is a time when you're going to be able to activate your sacral chakra. This is coming in. Tantric energy is going to be very strong around this time. Spirit's sharing with me that this is going to be a time where you're going to be able to, you know, be more intimate with your partner, with yourself. Understanding, and this is going to come in, understanding the sensuality of our beings and how we can use that to cultivate and to manifest. That is power right there. So work with your Aries, climax to the approaches of what you're willing to expand. Get excited for it because it is here. I'm telling you, that turtle treasure island is just sticking out to me when I'm talking about this. Remember this card, make a note on it. Keep an eye out too if you see anything that reminds you of turtles. They're giving you luck. They're giving you abundance. They're confirming something for you. Okay, let's do affirmation cards. And then we're done the video. Oh, I miss you guys so much. You're so amazing. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, appreciate you, love you. If anyone has not told you that today, I'm telling you that today because I appreciate you. Okay, so forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. It was hard for me to share that. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And I feel like the reason why I'm holding on this is because I think a lot of us have to understand, in order for us to forgive, we need to block what is in our heart first, right? Don't just say sorry or just like do a boundary for someone and creating those relationships of forgiving ourselves for expressing what is on our heart. Forgive yourself. Like, you are, this is your truth. Forgive your ego for stating that, but also asking yourself maybe some things that you need to forgive in your life right now to help you come home a little bit deeper. But I definitely feel like since the new moon, there's been a lot of grief coming up with the people I've been just chatting with, and also those that I'm doing healings with. And the grief that I'm feeling is like almost like after grief is what? When we release that, we finally forgive that, right? So what parts of you are you forgiving, or what parts of someone else are you forgiving in order for you to hold space for yourself? Last 2 cards for y'all. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Ask yourself, what do you have to fix a little bit more in your health? Okay, this one's for me too, because our heart is everything. You know, eat some greens, loves. Eat a lot of things with your heart. Have some cacao. I had my moon cycle that just passed. I had cacao 3 times in one day. Like, focus on the heart. Focus on the health of the heart. Get some cardio going. Go for a walk. Reflect on everything I just mentioned. Connect with your heart. Your heart won't lie. It's your truth. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. So again, boundaries. If they don't respect your boundaries, it's okay. I respect you, I love you, and this is where we end this relationship. That's okay. And if it's family, I love you, but I don't agree with that. That's my boundary, right? We can love our family, but doesn't mean we have to allow ourselves to be triggered by shame, by manipulation, in order for us to give in to their pains and to continue the cycle again. So I hope you guys loved this video. Let me know down below what cards resonated with you. How are you feeling? What are you feeling for this full moon in Aries on October 20th, 2021? And anything else you guys want to share, let me know also if there's any other videos you'd like me to do on the new moon and full moon, because I love videos on moon energy. That's all that I do as well. I also have a huge kind of a little announcement for you guys. I've already talked about it on the community, but in next year in 2022, I am hosting retreats. 3 retreats. I'm actually going to leave the link for applications down below. If you are a healer, already a space holder, wanting to be a space holder, wanting to find your soul purpose, working on your gifts, or you would like to focus on the cultivating the energy of the womb and healing the womb, healing that space, any of one of those or many of those that you just nodded to, go apply to the retreat. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I do have my one-on-one conscious mentoring down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and put notification bells so you don't miss a video. And I will have that meditation for you guys in the next video as well. So you don't want to miss that. Of course, I don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. So subscribe to that. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye.